Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Rocco Milling with Real Progressives. I want to talk about when we treat our people like enemy combatants, or when we allow our people to, or when we allow our socially owned government to treat our people like enemy combatants. We cannot be surprised when they respond like insurgents. All right, it's just common sense. It's nature. It's like if you put a dog in the closet and you beat it every day and feed it with gunpowder, it's going to be crazy, and it ain't the dog's fault. It's systemic problems that caused it to be crazy. When we treat our people like enemy combatants, we can't be surprised when they respond like insurgents. It's counterproductive to civil society. We inflict systemic. Whoops, sorry guys. I guess I lost everyone for a minute. There's everyone back. But we inflict systemic economic and police terror on society. All right, we inflict systemic unemployment and systemic poverty. We do that by targeting 5% unemployment. All right, we make sure 5% of the working class cannot find a job, period. And that also is a tool for the capitalist class to use to wage war against labor with. The capitalist class uses that buffer stock of unemployment to put downward pressure on all labor wages. If you go ask your boss for a raise, they can say no. We got millions of people unemployed who will do your job cheaper than you. So that puts downward pressure on all labor wages. And then on top of all this economic intentional poverty we create, we criminalize nature and peaceful behavior. You know, police rape, rob, and kill people legally over evil flowers. Okay, talk about Sharia law. All right, this causes horrible systemic problems. You you look at it not only radicalizes the people that are the victims of this police terror and economic terror, but the people carrying out these inhumane laws, where the police become desensitized and they become radicalized by look up the Stanford experiments, the Lucifer effect. And it explains this phenomena very well. People could be good people, but then once they put on that uniform, they become a state-sponsored terrorist. I'm sorry. They pledge to carry out laws that like raping, robbing, and killing people over flowers. Okay, so that's a bad thing. It just is. If a cop thinks that you got a flower inside you, they could take you to the hospital and have you poked and probed for hours. All right? They can seize your bank accounts, take your house without even charging you with a crime. All right? People get killed on warrants all the time for flowers. This is craziness. So it makes the victims radical because they're just trying to survive, and it's like a dog that you put in a corner and you beat it every day and feed it gunpowder. The dog's going to be vicious. It's the same. And then the people that are doing that to the dog are obviously crazy too. So, it's both sides. Then the other people in the middle class that are watching all this from afar, and they have to be indifferent to all the human suffering. They're also losing their humanity. And they tell themselves and rationalize, well, if I don't break the law, none of that can hurt me. They're wrong. This is what makes it dangerous to even walk down the street. If those people come into contact with either the cops that carry out these inhumane laws or the people and the victims of these inhumane laws, it's not going to be good for them. This is what makes society a dog-eat-dog world. When people are trying to survive, when they're forced onto the black market, and when the only thing that brings joy is taken away, maybe sex or drugs. Drugs have been used by people for thousands of years. Drugs don't have to be bad. In many cases, drugs are very good. Like everything, we have to have personal responsibility for what we do with our own lives. It's not the drugs' fault or whatever. We have to stop the systemic abuses going on. And, I think all drugs need to be legalized for the common good, for the general welfare of society, because if we don't legalize them, and we don't take care of it, then the black market will distribute it, and it don't care about society or addiction or kids. All right, so thanks, guys. Take it easy. Oh, you know what? I forgot. And I see this every day in our society. Where I grew up, I'm from a small town, Newcastle, Pennsylvania, and I only survived because of blue and white privilege. I seen people that, I committed felonies every day, and I would get off of them. I would get off. All my friends, there's a lot of people that are dead today, that are lost their humanity, got huge prison sentences, and had to become monsters just to survive. When you go into prison, it's not a fairy tale, guys. You have to survive. Someone like me goes in, I got to survive. I got to become a monster, and guess what? I'm still going to be victimized, and I got to deal with it. And it's going to make you crazy. And when you get out, that's not going to be good for society. I mean, duh, and to be put in that situation over a flower or a peaceful behavior like sex or something like that is beyond unthinkable. You should never even complain about Sharia law if you're okay with that, because that's insanity. Nonviolent behavior should not be criminalized like that. It's crazy. And anyway, but I seen it. I only escaped and was saved because my uncle was a good man, and he was a cop, but he made sure to put me over the duties of being a cop. He made sure that he didn't throw me away in the system like so many others. He made sure that the system couldn't throw me away. All right, and God rest his soul. I love him. He was a great man, but I got to speak out now, because that's the other people that weren't so fortunate. It's wrong that anybody has to be thrown away in that system. And just because I was given the opportunity to grow, and I went to the Navy, and I fixed my life, and now I'm a great dad, and I'm a lot more grown up, and I don't commit crimes, but my friends don't have that opportunity. They're still they have to, if they're even alive at all, they have to survive on the black market. And they have to be violent, and they're in diseased infested, environments, and violent infested environments from police and people. And that's not how we create society. We have to stop these abuses. We have to stand up and speak out against our privilege or against somebody else's injustice. All right, that's the only way this stuff is going to change. I'm done pulling punches. I'm standing up and doing my constitutional duty to self-govern, and I'm going to always follow, my heart, and keep my pledge to protect the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Thanks, guys. Peace.